Midnight at the monastery. The forest was dark. The heavy, damp air pressed down on the four friends as they made their way up the mountain. They had decided, just for the thrill of it, to visit the Virgin Mary Monastery at midnight. Their flashlights barely pierced the fog, and the tree trunks looked like twisted human figures in the night. "Come on, let's hurry. It'll be scarier up by the monastery," Emra said, trying to hide a smirk. But the tremor in his voice betrayed him. As they climbed the steep stone steps, a sudden scream split the silence. A woman's scream, sharp, agonized, and too close. The group froze. "It's probably a fox," Emra whispered, though he didn't believe his own words. After the scream faded, a soft weeping sound filled the air. Sometimes it seemed to drift right beside them. Sometimes it echoed far away in the cliffs. None of them dared speak. They all knew their voices wouldn't carry. When they finally reached the monastery courtyard, moonlight spilled across the stone walls. That's when they saw her. In the dark corner of the courtyard stood a woman in white. Her long hair veiled her face. She stood still for a few seconds, then dissolved into the night air as if swept away by the wind. "Did you see that?" one of them whispered. The others only nodded. Terror turned into panic. They rushed out of the courtyard, back down the steps. But halfway down, a dark figure blocked their path. It was a tall shadow, cloaked like a monk, a hood hiding its face. It held what looked like a staff, but made no sound as it walked. No footsteps, no breath. The figure didn't look at them, only moved slowly forward, and then vanished into the mist. None of them could move until the shadow was gone. Then they bolted, running all the way back to the village. That night, none of them slept, but the true nightmares began the next day. Emra awoke screaming just before dawn. In his dream, the same woman in white appeared, tears streaking her face. She whispered, "Don't go." Another friend claimed that every night something heavy pressed down on his chest, choking him as he slept. The quietest of the group simply said, "That shadow, it's still watching us." None of them ever set foot in the monastery again. Yet when the villagers heard their story, they only nodded knowingly. Everyone who goes up there at night hears the crying woman. One of the elders said she's been there for centuries, and no one knows why.